morning, everybody. How you doing? Sean Lutz coming to you from my home studio here in Dallas, Texas. Today is December 9th, 2025. This is going to be episode number 25 from Cedar Light Sports, Detroit Red Wings NHL update. Let's just jump right into it, folks. It's what we do. Last night we had Detroit rolling into Vancouver for our third of a six game Western Coast road trip. It's a lengthy one. It's some late night, folks. It was a late night last night. I'm feeling it this morning. But anyway, let's just jump right into it. It's going to be a quick one today. Anyway, right off the bat into the first period, we're trying to extend our winning streak to 2, coming off our previous victory in regulation against the Kraken. Anyway, but let's go right off the bat. Play wasn't too bad. It wasn't too good, but it was we were leaky, and Gibson made some good saves in there in the first period, and we were able to get JVR again, man. Boom, at the 14-14 mark. So it's great to see the secondary scoring and James Van Riemsdyk get off the keep continuing his hot streak here. But nonetheless, that stayed at 1-0 there at the end of the first period. Moving right on into the second period in here, at the 15-15 mark, kind of some synergy there with the 14-14 mark in the first period and the 15-15 mark of the second period. But here we go, so another secondary scoring on the 15-15 mark, giving the Detroit Red Wings a 2-0 lead. Big 2-0 lead on the road there. And you're well past the halfway point there. And then, seconds after that, bam, Danielson at 15-52 gives Detroit a 3-0 lead there. And guess what? Casper got an assist, folks. Great to see him finally get that goose egg off the assist column, and let's get him going, Casper. But that was good to see. And then let's make note that just before that goal there, man, that Gibson, man, he was awesome on that PK early in that period. He made some great saves, and this turned out to be his night and his game, folks. And he deserved everything he got here. He really bailed us out when we needed to. He made the good saves. I mean, he was on. He was tracking well. He was controlling rebounds. He was looking great, man. It was awesome to see, and it was awesome to see him hang on. And lets us go on. After that Danielson goal there at the 15-52 mark, where Casper got his first assist, by the way, it has stayed to be 3-0 all the way into the third period, where they traded some punches back and forth, but we were able to hold on. We were hanging on defensively. And when they pushed it, man, we were sweating bullets. We weren't going to say the S word because we were wanting to hold on for Gibby here, but nonetheless, man, we got down into the with 5 minutes left, and they ended up yanking their netminder, and it was still a 3-0 Detroit lead there. And then Dylan Larkin jumps on the ice, and 29 seconds later, bammo, seals the deal, man. A 4-0 Detroit victory in regulation with that empty netter there. We were able to hold on for the rest of the period there. And Gibson had to make a couple other saves, but man, we held out and got the shutout for him, and it was great to see. And it was also great to see these guys on the score sheet here. You're looking at JVR, Kopp, and Danielson. I mean, here's your secondary scoring there, and with Larkin, all he had to do was pop it in the empty net there. But I think the team played well. And this is what you need when when your big guns ain't putting the puck in the net, is you get your secondary scoring from either your bottom six or your second line, and or get your defense to put some goals up. But nonetheless, that was the final. Final from Vancouver was 4-0, another huge regulation win. That win right there propelled us from the golf course to first place in the Atlantic Division. We'll discuss that here in a little bit. But since we're here and we're talking about our results, I'm going to move on here real quick and go through some of the games we had playing last night and implications into the Eastern Conference. We had Toronto over Tampa Bay 2-0. Then you had LA Kings over Utah 4-2. Calgary over Buffalo 7-4, and Minnesota over Seattle 4-1. Make note that our next game is going to be tomorrow. We head into Calgary, face the Flames. That'll be our fourth of our 6-game West Coast road trip. And we'll be ready to rock on that one. Let's see if we can keep the streak going, folks. I want more points and more regulation wins. But anyway, let's move on and look at the schedule for today. It's a pretty good day for whatever today is, Tuesday. For a Tuesday, let's just run through it real quick. I'm going to try to get this done early today. Late night last night. But anyway, we have Tampa at Montreal. You got New Jersey at Ottawa. You got Las Vegas at New York Islanders. St. Louis at Philadelphia. Anaheim at Pittsburgh. Columbus at Carolina. Boston at St. Louis. All of those games mentioned right there are all have implications in Eastern Conference teams there. And then we have Dallas. Later we have Dallas at Winnipeg. That's my Dallas Stars right there, my secondary team. Buffalo at Edmonton, and then Colorado at Nashville. Make note that we have the doubleheader on TNT and streaming on HBO Max if you have that, and you can tune it into on your YouTube channel. It looks pretty good. I like watching those. But nonetheless, that's the schedule for today. Pretty full schedule, and there's going to be a lot of implications by the time we finish our game tomorrow with the tonight's schedule, or when we wake up tomorrow. I mean, all these standings that we're fixing to go through here, they could be all different depending on the outcome of these games, and they are going to be different. But anyway, let's just move right along. As I mentioned, that regulation win is huge at 2 points, and more importantly, the regulation win that propelled us into first place in the Atlantic. So let's just take a quick look there at the Atlantic division. There you can see us sitting pretty there at the top. That looks great to see, eh? It's always nice to be at the top of the standings. But you can see how tight that is with the points. And then let's look at it into how that fares into the conference. The Atlantic division is a little bit weak compared to the Metropolitan, as you can see when we move this and you look at the whole Eastern Conference here, and you can see where our top three. There's Detroit down there in the 4 slot. So, we're a little bit weaker. I guess that's good to when you're catching, but it's also a double-edged sword, because when you're trying to gain ground, you're not gaining ground. When you don't want to lose ground, you can't. So one game can send you from the golf course to the penthouse playing in the finals, or it could go the opposite way from the first place to golfing. Just depends. But nonetheless, let's move that on and look at into the wild card. Man, it's good to see us up there in one of the top 3 slots, and that's what you want. And what I'm a little bit worried about is our goal differential. We need to get that. We need to right that. We need to get our penalty kill righted. I thought it looked pretty decent last night. I'm a big fan of the non-aggressive PKUs, where you keep your opponents on the outside and say, hey, if you can score from outside that old school box, have at it, buddy. And then just have your D and your forwards keep everybody on the perimeter, be non-aggressive, and just follow that, keep them on the outside, challenge them to shoot, and then just keep your sticks in the lane. And then if they do fire it on the net, get ready to box those guys out and knock them on their asses. That's old school right there. But anyway, that's going to wrap this up. This is going to be a real quick edition. This is, episode number 25 from Cedar Light Sports here in Dallas, Texas. But anyway, I just want to say thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Be nice and kind to each other, and I'll catch you on the next one.